Hey guys, Bryan New here, and I moved to Lake Murray a few years ago. I've been around the blueback herring scene a little bit here and there all my life, and there's a lot of different little tricks and techniques, and it's totally different than any other type of fishing. A blueback heron acts a lot different than a thread fin and other types of bait fish, and they're really fast, and the bass really like them. A few baits and techniques that I really, like I said, there's a ton, but these pretty much cover my herring fishing. Number one, you've got to have a walking bait. I've got a few different ones that I use. This is a Spro walking haint. I really like this when the fish are actually schooling. You can call them up as well, but I want that fast moving, pretty slender profile, to call them up. It calls the fish up, but I like that when it's slick and sunny. Now, staying on the walking bait, you see here we got pencil poppers, and there's, all kinds of different pencil poppers. It's a lot more aggressive bait. It's louder. Obviously, it's a pencil popper, so it makes more commotion. I like that whenever I either need to call them up farther, the fish are actually sitting farther from the surface, or we've got a chop on the water. It's a windy day. I keep my colors pretty simple. Chrome when it's sunny, bone when it's not. Bone when it's cloudy. I've got translucent colors as well, but just mix them in, from time to time. But chrome when it's sunny, bone when it's not. That's my walking bait, pretty much it, pretty simple. A Fluke style bait. There's a lot of different ones. I keep a whole box. I don't like storing plastics in tackle boxes, but a Fluke style bait, making sure it's straight always is very important for this, to make that fluke do its deal. And they don't always come that way in the package. So, I've got these all laid out nice and straight. I've got different colors for different situations. I've got different sizes, and storing Flukes is the only plastic that I store in a box like this. It just helps make sure that they're all straight. Colors, once again, keep it pretty simple. You got the chromey colors, you got the more translucent colors, and then you've even got, it's not bone, but it's kind of that base, that white base pearl. This hook is a new hook from Gamakatsu. It's called the Hydro Roller. And it's that O'Shaughnessy bend style hook, but it has a built-in swivel. For years we've all put swivels up above our flukes to help prevent line twist, to add a little weight. But with this hook, it's built in. That little bit of weight is actually at the nose, so it helps keep it down. Man, I've only been playing with this hook for a few months, but it's a winner, and I think that is my #1 Fluke hook as of today, and trust me, I've tried them all. I throw that on 14 to 16 pound Sunline FC Sniper, arc, 7-foot 2-inch regular action, medium power rod. That little bit longer rod. I'm able to make those really long casts. It's got that soft tip, so I'm able to make that fluke do its deal. And I'm always using the 8-to-1 Arc G7 gravity reel. That's my fluke setup, backing up to the top water. Actually, the exact same rod, the exact same reel. A lot of times you're making really long bomb casts. A lot of times these fish are schooling, and I just made a long cast and they come up blowing over here. I need to get it in as fast as I possibly can, so you want the fastest reel that you can. But not only that, you're imitating fast moving bait fish, so that you don't need nothing slow. The only difference on my walking bait is I'm using 30 to 50 pound Sunline AMZ. I like that braid. On those long casts, you don't have stretch, so you get a better hook penetration. Also, it's more responsive. With the lighter twitch, when you're walking this bait all day long, you don't want to have to really work it. That lighter twitch to make it do its deal really doesn't wear you out nearly as bad. But my baby that I designed is the Spro Sashimi Swimmer. It's a swimmer style swim bait. There's a lot of garage companies, in Georgia and South Carolina, Alabama, that make these style of baits, and a lot of them are great. I have every one of them, but I wanted one. They're all pretty much all 2 joint baits, 3-piece, 2 joints. So the Sashimi is a 4-piece, 1, 2, 3 joint. And the more joints you add in a bait, the tighter it's going to be. A herring doesn't swim like this. It's really tight. And so that's why I designed this bait. It's the right size. It's the 125 size. We have a 105 size, which is obviously smaller, 20 millimeters smaller. And that does have its place as well. The 125 is my go-to. Got a lot of colors, got a lot of custom colors. But keeping it simple, you need chrome when it's sunny, a non-translucent, a solid white-based color. This is natural herring. I like that when it's cloudy, it's early in the morning, it's overcast, or the water's just slightly off color, you know, a slight stain. And then, you know, a translucent color. You know, this is a custom painted color here in the 105, but you know, I like those translucents to mix in both situations, sunny and you know, cloudy, dark days. But you know, it really seems like on those sunny days, you know, I go over a place with the chrome. I catch a few, well, they bust up and they're hard to catch. They know you're there now. That's a time that I'm gonna switch to the translucent. It's a little bit more natural. It's less, hey, look at me, but it works. Those are my go-getters. You see the walking hank has its own box. The sashimi is really full and it has its own box. That's my go-to. I love herring fishing. It's so much fun. It's a lot more simple than it seems like, but these three, sashimi, walking hank, fluke, those are my three go-getters for herring.